You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty, Benny the Bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news, go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose, tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose. We're here to talk about some postseason stuff. The NBA playoffs are going on right now, and they're fun to watch. Actually, for like the first time in a while, I don't know who's coming out of what conference, so it feels pretty awesome to see that. Before we get into the episode, be sure to run on tapsportsnet.com for other Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Oh, before I forget, you know who's not coming out? The Bulls. They're not, because they're not in it.
You mean they're not in the playoffs? They
didn't make the playoff. They got in the play-in again. That's what they did.
Okay. Yeah, that seems
yes.
to be where we like to stay. And all the teams that decided to tank and rebuild properly are actually in the playoffs right now, like the Magic and the Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Although I guess they didn't have to quite tank the same way other teams had to. But all these young teams with growing, rising stars reaching that superstardom mark. Even the Knicks with Brunson, who we've touched on previously, obviously just about everybody and their grandma expected dude to come out and be a winning basketball player. I don't know how many people had him notched to do what he's currently doing because it has been spectacular. Doing things that only Michael Jordan has done in the postseason is definitely not something that you can ever take lightly. Unfortunately, he plays for the New York Knicks and not the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, no shit, man. It'd be nice if Jalen Brunson was home plate for the Chicago Bulls. It'd be great. Everybody go to the YouTube. This is a bullshitting episode. There's not a ton of Bulls news to really talk about besides, did we talk about Lonzo opting in? Did we talk about that later? Or did that happen after?
We talked about Zoe. We knew he was going to opt in.
Yeah, we knew he was going to opt in.
Turning down $25 million to, play coming off of an injury like he's had. Definitely don't blame him for securing the bag. I think anybody in their right mind would have opted in and let the Bulls figure out what they're going to do with your contract, whether that's stretch and waive you and set you free or move you to a team as an expiring contract for another high salary type player. So we'll see what the Bulls decide to do here in the offseason. For me personally, I'm actually kind of excited for Zoe's returns. It's one of the few things leading into next year that you have to look forward to as a Bulls fan, just because without lottery luck, you're probably not getting a high-end draft asset. All things considered, this draft is so in terms of that elite talent that just makes you jump to tank for, which may be factored into the Bulls' decision to not make any moves, but I'm not going to let them off the hook that easy. The Lonzo situation is definitely interesting. Nothing surprising there, but
what do you think about the bullshit with Paul George and them trying to repackage and get a Paul George signing for the Bulls? Did you see any of those fun little speculation articles out of, the local coverage of the Bulls, the local blogs of them?
Yes, I have seen the Paul George rumors, and as fun as that sounds, and as much as I'd love to have a 3-and-D wing for the first time since Dang or Butler, the Clippers just lost in the playoffs again.
I've told you this. I've told you this from day one of us even doing the show. I think Paul George is vastly overrated. I have thought that for a long time about Paul George. I think he's a very good two-way player, Goose. I'm not saying he's not good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying vastly overrated where people – he is in the hall of good, of I can be a perennial all-star, I can be maybe a guy, but I can't be the guy. But he's very viewed and paid like the guy. I don't know. He's just not a needle.
At this stage of his career, no. Like we need to get off of this trend of getting players on their last leg. We did it with Wade. We did it with Rondo. Go back before that. We seem to only get the aging veterans who are done. That's
It's a
not
Jerry special. You pay him on the way out, like Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, no, we need to stop being the bag that players on their way out of the league come and collect. And, Jerry loves to sell tickets, and obviously names sell tickets. And those aging names are the guys that fans resonate with and recognize. But as you're seeing in this playoffs, that's not where the league is going. It's not where the league is headed. It's not where it's at right now. The three biggest names in basketball, in LeBron, KD, and Steph, are all at home sitting down and have been for a short while here. KD put together his second or third or fourth, whatever fucking super team he's on, and they failed. Most people not surprised by that. Beal and Booker, two similar players. You've got
Another guy who's just completely valued as something that he's not. Bradley Beal. I mean, he's good again. Good player. Can play both ends of the floor, but just.
And in that situation, obviously, the Suns, they took the gamble. Bradley Beal was heavily discounted because he had his no trade. He was able to push himself where he wanted to go on that excessive contract.
Right.
And they tried to make it work. They were able to buy low on a sense on a guy of Bradley Beal's caliber, although, as proven here, Beal appears to be in that Zach LaVine tier of great by himself when you can give him 30 shots a night. But
it's a good segue into LaVine.
He's just not a winning player.
Did you see that? That was the another report that has come out. I find these reports funny now because I feel like they're common sense. But another report comes out that the main focus of the Chicago Bulls offseason is going to be trying to move on from Zach LaVine. We knew that. Again, we did not capitalize what we should have, and I guarantee that guy's going to be here till the All-Star break.
The Zach conundrum is so weird because at this point you're getting nothing. You're trying to give him away so bad that there is absolutely no value there. There's nothing to have in return. If anything, at this point, you might have to take negative salaries with like long-term durations just to not have to give up additional assets to move him. I mean, I guess in a sense that Clippers deal for Paul George makes some sense. Like
that'd be like some weird sign and trade thing, because then you had the other rumor with the Lakers again and D'Lo and doing a sign and trade there because he's got a player. D'Lo's got a player option, I believe, and it's reported that he's going to decline out of that. So,
well, it was also reported in the middle of the season that D'Lo intentionally performed poorly against the Chicago Bulls, so he wouldn't be included in a trade to the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
front office to see him as an asset. So, who knows? Maybe like Zach LaVine opting for season-ending surgery
to not go to Detroit.
You'll have D'Lo speaking with his agent on how he should just pick up his player option so he doesn't have to go to Chicago.
I want to talk to you about big NBA news because we haven't, we could beat the dead horse on the Bulls all day, but we have to talk about this. The MVP was named tonight. Okay, Nikola Jokic won his third MVP award in the last 4 years. Goose, I think. I have to just get this little rant out listen, Nikola Jokic is a great player. You and I have said it a million times on this podcast. He is one of the, if not the best player in the NBA. In the 2023-2024 NBA season, it is a fucking shame that Shea did not win that award. Oklahoma City, Goose, was the first seed in the Western Conference.
Probably... just so I don't have to look it up and we don't have to ask for the stat guy that we don't have.
It's okay. Probably I can multitask.
A top 5 youngest team in the league.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about a team that's won championships, that has a roster built purely for contention, has the continuity that the Bulls have been seeking for the last 3 years. And obviously you have Jokic, who you pointed out, is not offensively and I mean offensively, like, don't take offense to it.
Right.
He's probably the best player in the league.
Right.
But for this season, that award belonged to SGA.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what it should have been.
What he had at that team stage of development and growth is just entirely different than what Jokic did for his team in terms of value. And last year I would have argued for Jokic over Embiid. But this year, this feels tired. This feels lazy. This feels like people are simply just writing down the name on the ballot that they're comfortable with, that they know that their peers are likely to put down, and just accepting it for what it is. And at least in my opinion, same thing with Rudy Gobert, because I am tired of seeing that man get this.
Well, he's got to be a Hall of Famer now. He's got 4 of them.
He's going to be.
He's got 4 of them.
And I'm all right with that aspect of it. It just seems so lazy to be like, oh, Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
Well, a lot of people thought Herb Jones deserved that award. The wing from the New Orleans Pelicans. I thought maybe he deserved that award.
Go show Wemby stats.
Oh, Wemby should have did. Yeah, but they're not going to give him both.
Why
they
not?
Should.
Why not make history?
Because I don't really know. I mean, even Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren was great on defense. Yeah, I don't know. It's just very odd to me that I guess I agree with the assessment that you said of it feeling lazy, but the fact that this kid, like, listen to this, dude. Like at the end of the regular season, he's averaging like 27.5 right now in the playoffs. Okay. But at the end of the regular season, he was averaging 30.4 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game, 6.2 assists per game. Your fucking camera go down on you, didn't it?
Yeah, I hit the desk and she's a little rickety.
She's a little rickety. It's all right. It's okay. And then we have Nikola Jokic. 26.6 points per game, 12.4 boards, 9 assists. Listen, we know that Jokic is the man, like you said before, that he's probably the best player in the league, but this was a highway robbery of a guy that has taken a team that did it right, is young as fuck, that nobody thought would be the 1 seed. And I know they had the same record, and I don't care, but they were the 1 seed. And he didn't get that award. Shea could have been a star born with that award, right? He's already a star, but it could have escalated, I think, with that award.
In all fairness, before Anthony Edwards took off during these playoffs, SGA was the one that was getting bringing the Michael Jordan back with the mid-range and the attack in the hoop and the limited three-point game and all that kind of connotation. So he was being put in that same conversation with your airness, like we're hearing Anthony Edwards almost on a nightly basis at this point, to the point where people are questioning if Michael Jordan is legitimately dude's dad.
My brother came over today. It was his birthday yesterday. He came over for dinner tonight, and he showed me the TikTok, because I don't have the TikTok, but he showed me the TikTok, and it was like Jordan and Anthony Edwards was like Anthony busting out a fadeaway, and then it like comparing it to Jordan right away. And I was like, oh my God, dude, he's 22. Very good. And does he look like a guy that might have studied like, Kobe and Michael? Yeah, he plays like that.
Literally at the barber shop today, and my barber goes, there are people asking Michael Jordan, like, what was your sex life like? And Michael was like, in the 2021 season, I slept with probably about 3 different women every day. So it is very possible that I have some illegitimate children out there, and so people are literally digging to see how much of a man-ho MJ was around the time that Anthony Edwards could have been.
Remember when they said that about Jimmy Butler and MJ? Oh, Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
Pat Riley. Fucking
that. Oh my God. I don't know if I have ever been happier by a front office person's comments. And I love Jimmy. I love Jimmy's story. I'm not salty about how things ended with the Bulls. Will always be a fan of Jimmy.
Always
Butler.
Always be a fan of JB.
Pat Riley came out and told that man to shut his ass up from the couch. Ooh!
Oh, well, I mean, that's the thing. So again, another just conversation at work you're having with people about, current sports and what it's like. The perception of what it's actually like. But the player empowerment era is what we've been in for quite a long time. To watch a guy come out and listen, I'm not a Heat guy. Like, I don't hate them anymore because they're not the super team they once were. They're just kind of to me. But they have the Heat culture, and that's real. They are a very well-ran organization. And if they were looking for a title, Jimmy has not delivered the title. He's on the wrong side of 33. It's
a lot of money.
Yeah, he owed a lot of money, but he still holds value. So they can definitely get that out of there to some. I mean, who's the betting favorite to land him? I think it was Bovada Sports or some shit put it out, but the betting favorite to land him is Philly to be back with Joel Embiid.
I could see that.
Well, you know what? I mean, what do they need, Goose? They need a fucking wing.
Yeah, they need somebody whose name isn't Tobias Harris for $40 million.
Right. They need a wing. So like Maxey, Butler, and Embiid is your big three or whatever, you know? I mean, I don't think that's too far out of the realm of possibility.
I think it'll work better than Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, and Joel Embiid.
Well, yeah, it's because two of them couldn't fucking hit a three. One of them can't shoot at all.
Yeah.
You know? So what are you going to do there?
Yeah, Jimmy only seems to be able to shoot threes against the Bulls.
Oh, Jimmy, I had Jimmy like top, like out of shooting guards in the league. I had Jimmy top 3 even when he's healthy. No doubt about it. Top 4. He's just that dude, you know?
No, I mean, playoff Jimmy's a different guy. Like he's got a switch, and when he wants to flip it, he turns it on. And since he can do everything, it's a dangerous switch.
Right. I think that even though I did say, and I still stand by this comment, that Shea deserved that MVP award, I think the best shooting guard in the NBA is Anthony Edwards. So the Minnesota's playoff run, Goose, I don't know how much you've caught of it, but I try to make it a point just to watch, because I mean, think about it, they have sucked they feel our pain in Chicago. They've just sucked.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were the reason why we got a jump start to a rebuild, because they sucked for so long that they were desperate to just make the playoffs. They had the longest playoff drought in NBA history, I believe.
Yeah, so they did.
So because they hadn't made the playoffs since fucking Kevin Garnett.
Right, that was like 4?
So Tibbs and Jimmy essentially saved them originally. And then there was the whole infamous Jimmy calling everybody out in practice and beating everybody with the third stringers on his way out the door to Philly the first time. So to see Minnesota's success, it is definitely entertaining to watch, but it's also disheartening because it shows you and it tells you
how far we are.
Way you get out of the rut that you are in to the kind of success that they are. Didn't matter that they had a number 1 pick in Cat. Didn't matter that they went out and got Rudy Gobert. You landed a young star in Anthony Edwards, whose character and that was questioned out of the draft because he's simply who he is. And like coming into the league, I loved the kid for it. Because he just spoke his mind. He wasn't a filtered robot. He's not giving you the generic BS answer. He's spitting it straight from his mind. Doesn't care about the fine. And some people don't like that. But as a fan, not only is his skill level probably one of the most entertaining to watch in the game, but his post game, his conversations, like in terms of just that superstar aura, dude's got it all in every facet, and it's amazing to watch, but also sucks because the Bulls don't have that.
Who's had the better playoff run, Anthony Edwards or Jalen Brunson? Got to be Jalen. I mean, even though Anthony's been great, it's got to be Jalen, right?
I don't know if I'd go there.
The only reason I do, Goose, is because he doesn't have a primary secondary score. OG showed it tonight a little bit before he got hurt. He had 28 points. The game right now live is 117-110. Indiana's down in New York.
But cast, I could agree with you in that notion.
Yeah, I guess that's the only reason why I give him the edge.
Well, in terms of like competition that you've played, though.
Oh yeah, way harder for Ant.
Like you're playing you just took 2 games in Denver.
Yeah.
From the MVP and contending team, you swept KD and them boys. So for me, stats aside, series competition wise, it's got to be Anthony Edwards just because what he's been faced with. Numbers wise, I can't really argue with you because Brunson doesn't have anybody over there but Josh Hart playing every single second of the game. I believe Hart is second in the playoffs in rebounds at this point, which obviously has a lot to do with just never sitting on the bench. But so outside of just excessive role players, Brunson doesn't have that dude to rely on. Randall's been out for the majority of the end of their season here. Mitchell Robinson's injured again.
Oh, if they lost OG, that's a big deal. I'm going to have to watch the rest of the game. I recorded it. But if they lost OG for an extended period of time, I mean, that's just fucking horrible for them. I can't help but cheer for this round. I know this is horrible. It's like blasphemy. I can't help but cheer for him, dude. Like Tibbs and a kid from Chicago just out there balling and doing this. I've had so much fun watching Nick basketball because it's 2011. It's 2011 Chicago Bulls basketball with more volume 3-pointers.
And that is the trap with anything that is Tibbs and anything that is ex-Chicago Bulls is you can get sucked in because it is the last iteration of this team that everybody loved. It was the hard hat lunch pal. It was just the die hard go get it. We miss fucking Keith Bogans. Like
we miss Keith Bogans. Someone tweeted Goose that Josh Hart is like, oh my God, what was it? Or Keith Bogans was like the Wish version of Josh Hart or something like that. I don't know what.
I could see that.
That made me laugh. He was like, damn, if we just had a two, like if we had a two, like, Dante DiVincenzo when Rose was balling it out, maybe that would have been something. Speaking of that, today's the anniversary, I think, of his game-winning shot.
Okay.
And against Cleveland when he banked it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he call bank? I don't know.
What was it?
Did he call bank? I don't know.
No, definitely didn't call bank. That was after Rose was already gone. He wasn't there. He wasn't the D Rose we knew and loved anymore. He was hanging on by a thread, and then he was traded a season later. It's heartbreaking shit.
Still memories that are better than the thing that we're currently going.
Oh, I know, dude. What a fucking train wreck, man. What a train wreck. At least they're in the lottery. Hopefully they get. Who knows? I mean, the draft looks really weird this year.
All right. So you don't get a bump in the lottery. You don't end up in the top 4. Are you trading the 11th, 12th pick with Zach LaVine to get off his salary if it means getting expiring salary back?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
God, does that suck?
Yeah, it does. But Cooper Flag.
Yeah. No.
I'm taking a shot.
I guess at a certain point to get to the bottom, you got to actually bottom out, and that in a way was the Bulls' error. Is they had Jimmy Butler to trade, and they did get like an expedited package back that made them just slightly good enough to not be bad enough to really flirt with getting that top talent. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, if you can open up your cap sheet by $40 to $50 million a season and just move on and hit the reset and allow yourself, I guess, to, you're going to hate this, retain Patrick Williams and maybe re-sign DeMar DeRozan, I guess that might be a...
No. My God, no. You got to call it. No. If I attach that 11th pick, or if that's what we get, and I attach that to Zach to move from him and take back a shitty salary with 1 year or 2 year salary, that's it. I'm fucking shipping DeMar off. And I'm shipping him off. We have to lose out. He can't be winning me games in fucking November that I don't want to win.
I'm on the same page as you. But
it can't happen that way. It just can't.
They're probably going to do.
Oh, I fucking know. I know, Goose. I don't want to talk about that.
Their golden boy, Pat. DeMar's going to come back. I swear if that rumor of $40 million for 2 years, not for 2 years, $40 million per year for 2 years.
Yeah, it's
was
$80 million.
Legitimate fucking rumor, and he turned that down. One, DeMar, you're batshit. I'm sorry. That's insane. I get the Bulls just paid Vucevic 20, and Zach's making that 40, and you have been the best player on this team. But if they legitimately offered that, that is insane.
You think that there is no fucking way they actually offered it because DeMar signs that deal as soon as it happens.
So far in the luxury tax. Well, and that would put them so far in the luxury tax to ride out continuity again. No, that's got to be fan speculation. There's no way that's a legitimate report.
Well, I hope it's not, dude. Who knows? Who knows what the fuck they're gonna do? I can't wait for the draft to get here in June, though, man. I'm so excited. And the fucking combine is here. Like, we might have some cool opportunity. I don't know if it'll actually happen. We might have some cool opportunities. I would love to go to the draft combine and watch that shit. I don't know how this draft. Like, I don't even know who the first fucking pick's gonna be. It's probably gonna be that Alex Sarr kid. That's he's in the NBL. That's where LaMelo Ball played. And then after that, it's very muddy. Matas Bezelis, the kid from Chicago, he's a 6'10" shooting guard. If you watch the Rising Stars Challenge, you would have saw him
from Ignite, essentially.
Yeah, you're gonna get him. Ron Holland from the Ignite, you'll definitely get him. Rob Dillingham, you'll probably get him.
For the Bulls, though, of these guys that you're talking about, who, if they won the lottery, obviously not the year you want to win the lottery, but you'll win the lottery any year, you'll take it. Who do you want of those guys that you just listed?
If I can actually obtain them.
Yeah, no, like we move up, we're the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Who are you selecting?
I'm at so this is really weird. I'm at like a 3-way standstill right now on who, if I were to have the number 1 pick in the draft for this upcoming draft, it's like Alex Sarr is by far and away one of the favorites to go 1. I see it's so tough because I don't know. He's in the NBL and yeah, the competition's good there and everything, but I keep coming back to this kid named Cody Williams. He's out of Colorado. Okay, and he's a 6'9" forward. The kid he's got handles. Got to work on that long range J a little tiny bit, but nothing that you haven't seen be fixed in a league before. And he plays both ends of the floor. If you get a chance to check him out, it's Cody Williams. If we can get our hands on him, that's who I would really fucking want because he's a wing that I feel we could build around. I also believe we can build around Sarr too. I like Bezelis. What was that?
You want to redo a Williams top 4 pick?
Oh, get the fuck out of
here! Just saying.
I feel like I got fucking baited like a bitch right there.
You want a 6'9" guy who has to work on his shooting and he's got some handles.
No. Patrick Williams has no fucking handles. No fucking handles. Anybody that says that he does or he's really worked on his hands, fuck you. You're just trying to say that to get Twitter likes.
His hands are the size of Kawhi's, Buzz.
Yeah.
Surely he has to have handles.
Cody Williams is more of a small forward. I can define him. I don't think I can fucking define the hybrid fucking 3-4 that Patrick Williams is. Oh my god, dude. Watch this kid come out and fucking have a decent year, and people's like, see, you got to be patient. You're like, you're right. You got a window to win. You got to be patient for 5 fucking years. I'm glad he's balling out on a shitty team. We really know if he's going to be good or not. Hi, Zach LaVine. Is that how you got paid? The fuck out of here. Oh my god. See, I went on a rant because you got me mad.
I knew that was the button to press to get the rant
going. That really did. Wow, man. That's how we've been together. We have just been in each other's lives so long. You just knew how to. You just fucking took it. You little brother me. Just fucking stuck the knife in and twisted it a little bit.
You're sitting there going out Williams. I'm like, oh, really? If we win the lottery, we move up in the lottery. You want to do that again?
Well, hang on. Can I don't know if I can. I might need to. I would love to fucking show you a highlight of him. I think. Can we do that? Can we go on YouTube on here? Or do we get copyrighted? Don't do that.
Nah, we don't want to mess with the copyright.
No, you're right. I got in trouble one time.
Me and you can discuss more copyright related things once we turn the camera off.
That's true. I don't want to get in trouble again.
Yeah, I already
got knocked down my door.
I already got yelling at for vaping a while ago, and we stopped that. So
see, you got in trouble. See, you fuck around too much.
You fuck around and you do find out. So
all right, predictions before we leave because we're almost at our 30-minute mark, and that's what we're paid for. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right.
And I might be watching that clock a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see Minnesota and Boston in the finals.
Okay, so that's who you want for the finals. Do you believe Minnesota sweeps Denver?
No. I don't think the team with the MVP of the year, with a contending team like they have, gets swept. I think they get at least one in there to save the gentleman's sweep. Although the irony of them trolling the Lakers as hard as they did after sweeping them last year, to have them get swept by Anthony Edwards in the Timberwolves would be rather ironic and fun to watch. So I'm hoping for that, but I think they get at least one.
So the finals you're hoping for now is Minnesota-Boston.
Yep. I mean, I feel like at this point, I guess the Knicks would be a great story to come out of the East. But if any team but Boston, given the injuries that have just happened, comes out of the East, I feel that fans are getting robbed of the experience that the finals should be.
I want to see. I have two different scenarios. So I want to see either Minnesota, Boston, like you do, or I want to see OKC, Boston, or OKC, New York. Because I'll tell you the honest to God truth right now. I think if, like, hypothetically say, like, oh, what about Minnesota, New York? I think Minnesota beats the fuck out of New York in a 7-game series. They're going to sweep them.
Robinson, just the size there, yeah.
There's too much. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do shit. Because even Isaiah Hartenstein's a decent defender, but he's going to have to be chasing. Someone's got to chase around Cat.
Yeah.
Their size is going to bother you. They have so much size over there. I think Minnesota beats New York.
Bothering the MVP. Like, you have the best center in the league, and you can get past one 7-footer, but you got a second one, and then you've got the 6th man of the year in Naz Reid, who put a masterclass on Jokic last night. So, like, Minnesota's a tough matchup for the Nuggets. That's why I don't think the sweep is entirely unrealistic. But no, for me, I mean, obviously, Knicks making it would be a great story. I think Boston should be the team that goes in terms of talent and what
you
they
think
have.
that Tatum and Brown turn it around this year and actually snag it, or do you think Anthony Edwards plays spoiler? Because give me Anthony Edwards against fucking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, please. I need it.
No, I mean that in the Western Conference Finals.
I need that in the Western Conference.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So no, I mean the way the West is shaping out, seems like it's going to be a fun road to the championship. East, I guess, as well, just because the Knicks storyline. But no, I mean SGA and Anthony Edwards going at it for the finals, and then Boston and the winner of that. I don't think you can go wrong.
So who do you have coming out? New York, Indiana, New York or Indiana?
I guess we'll have to see. I mean, I don't have faith in Indiana really at all.
They're a weird team.
They're one of the highest scoring teams in the league, playing one of the best defensive teams in the league. And I think that the Knicks grit and the Tibbs mentality just kind of, even with the injuries, if OG doesn't come back, I think they take the series.
Did he ever come back, do you know?
I haven't had the game on, no.
Oh, he played 28 minutes. Well, that's probably, he never came back because fucking Josh Hart's played 47 minutes tonight, dog. I mean, I don't know.
You know, you have to love it because that's the kind of thing, as much as I like to talk about Tibbs and him overplaying players, that's not something you can do unless that player wants that. Josh Hart wants to be out there every single minute for his team.
Right.
That's not something where, like, dude's just being forced to do this. Like, Tibbs is a monster. Like, Josh, get out there. Like, it's like
Dante's at 43. He's a maniac, dude. You're in the second round, and I know it's a tough matchup, but my God, you have a couple capable guys on the bench that can steal you some minutes, at least 4.
Tibbs knew what he was doing when he put together the Villanova Knicks. He got the kind of guys that just want to play, just want to win,
just want to hoop.
Care if they have to give up their legs to do so. Like,
yeah, they just want to hoop, dude. I get it, but he got guys that love the game of basketball. Is what he got. So, yeah. Any parting words, Goose, before we get out of here?
Bulls, please fix yourselves so we can have some level of excitement, whether that's a young player or something to just be happy about again. Because right now, having to compare ourselves to every single other team watching these playoffs is just dreadful. It's not exciting. There's nothing to get excited for. Kobe White didn't even get fucking most improved player, which is a sham as well.
Bullshit. Yeah, that's bullshit. Tyrese Maxey winning that award is another fucking joke, and we should have probably talked about that, but we knew that was going to happen. We said that last episode.
That Maxey's efficiency went down, and he went up 5 points a game with 5 extra shot attempts a game. Tells you that he already arrived previously. He was just given a little bit more slack without James Harden there, as where Kobe White took full advantage of an opportunity and showed to the league that he can be the kind of player that Maxey
and win games while doing it. Because when Tyrese Maxey became the guy, what happened?
Yeah,
they fell down pretty hard.
So no, the whole voting system, I think the NBA should look at it. It's broken. I think it should be recalibrated. Some votes should be taken away. What was it? Was it Mark Jackson that like put out the worst ballot ever last year?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. These people shouldn't be able to vote, man. But whatever.
Yeah, no, we got to limit the votes. I'm not saying that me or you should have a vote either, But
I absolutely probably shouldn't, I guess. But I think that I can make a good sideline fucking guesstimation. Bullshit. It is. It's bullshit. They only rob the Bulls because they're fucking idiots. Because they like to shit on Chicago. It's all they like to do. There's no way Kobe White wasn't the most improved player in the NBA. There's just no way. The guy went from fucking losing minutes.
He went from most inconsistent role in the league, potentially not getting a rookie contract extension, to holy shit, we can trade Zach LaVine because we don't need this $40 million guy anymore because we've got Kobe White who can do comparably the same thing with more control and potentially more IQ. So, no. The Bulls just need to fix themselves and get an actual plan together, because shoving this same stuff in our face again is not going to be the answer.
Just ain't it, dude. Just ain't it. But enjoy the playoffs, because that's still going on. It's a week full of great games, even though Minnesota and Denver doesn't play again until fucking Friday, which sucks, because I really want to watch that. That's my favorite series going on right now. It's very, very good. But we'll be back next Wednesday. You want to do this again next Wednesday and catch up on the playoffs?
Why not? Let's do it.
Fuck yeah. All right. Well, we'll see everybody next Wednesday. I'd give you the whole spiel, but we're not going to do that. Just, go to the YouTube and subscribe to it on Tap Sportsnet YouTube. Goose, love your face. And, go